Alright, welcome to video 2. In video 1, we removed 99.999% of the green from this photo. However, if you look real close, there we have green on the side, we have green on top, and we have green on the other side. So, let's review the best way to get rid of that green. You could use the eraser, but that's inefficient and would take forever. The most efficient way to get rid of all the green is to select it and cut it out just like the other green. However, we are going to use a different tool than we used the first time. So, we are initially going to use our Marquee Select tool. Click, that's the top right tool. This allows us to draw rectangles around our remaining colors that we need to remove. So if we draw our selection, we want to make sure that we get all the green in this line. We go to Edit, Cut. Once again, we draw our selection. We want to make sure we don't cut off any of the person. And then Edit, Cut. Draw our selection one more time. Now, this one's tough to see, but since we zoomed in, you know it's there. Edit, cut. Well, hot dog, look at that. All the green is gone. Phenomenal. Now, it's time to move on to fill in some of this empty area with a background photo. Fortunately, you already downloaded the classroom photo for our background. So, if we go over to our Layers tab, we see we just have the one layer, which is this photo currently. We're going to add a new layer, plus sign. You could add an empty layer if you wanted to draw something, which will apply, but not today. You could add a text layer if you wanted to add, you guessed it, some text. Or you could add an image layer, which is what we want to add because we already have an image ready to go. Once you click on Add Image, it'll bring you to the Downloads folder, much like we've seen in the past. If we click on the classroom photo, we can then open the classroom photo. And look at that. There it is. You'll notice, though, that it's too small. We have all this empty area around it. And it's in front of good old Mr. D. What we can do here is, first of all, drag this to make it bigger. Awesome. And then we need to get the Mr. D photo somehow in front of this. So we need to drag our background down. Drag our background down. Why isn't this working? Oh, no! Oh, wait a second. I know why. If you look at your background layer, it has a lock on it. It's locked. Since it was the first layer that we added, Pixlr is telling you that it thinks it should be the background layer at all times. However, that's obviously not what we want to do. So if we go to our layer settings, why don't we take a second to rename this? Mr. DeCola. And we're going to change it from locked to unlocked. Okay, yep, there he is. So if we take this classroom photo once again, and we drag it down, it has now worked. We can drag the layers as we wish. Okay, so if we click on the layer over here of Mr. DeCola, he is way too small. Let's make him bigger by dragging from the corners. And not only that, if we look, his legs are just floating in midair. Let's drag him down so we see that purple line. You'll feel it click. Maybe drag him over a little bit. And just like that, we have Mr. DeCola standing in this classroom, pointing and saying something very enthusiastically. Man, that guy. So, at this point, we have to add some more image layers to complete this photo. So if we go over to our Add Layer button, click on Image again, it's time to add the speech bubble. This guy's gonna be saying something. We click on our speech bubble layer, click on Open, we see that we have added our speech bubble. The last thing we're going to do in this video, before we move on to video 3, is we're going to use the bucket fill tool, okay? So make sure that white's on top over here. Grab your bucket fill and fill it in.